Renault have been showing off their new drive for the 2022 season and have revealed that they have built a brand new power unit for the upcoming campaign. The French team are raring to go and have told fans that they're willing to risk it all this year, pushing performance over reliability in a calculated gamble. Stay with us, as today we're discussing Renault pushing performance over reliability with their new split-turbo F1 engine. First up, let's have a look at their performance last season. Stay tuned. Last season, Alpine Renault stated their intention going forward when they signed former world champion Fernando Alonso as a replacement for Australian driver Daniel Ricciardo, who had joined McLaren. Alonso would join Esteban Ocon on the team, but the first race wasn't a good one for Alonso, as he was forced to retire due to his engine overheating thanks to debris. There was also a bad start for Ocon, who finished in 13th place after being hit by Sebastian Vettel. It's safe to say the season got progressively better from there, however, as the first race of the season in Bahrain was one of only 2 races where the team scored 0 points all season. The other came in the USA, in a seriously impressive campaign for the new team. There was further success for the team when Esteban Ocon claimed their first win with a top spot in the Hungarian Grand Prix, while Alonso finished 4th, with the pair scoring 37 points for the team. Alonso also scored a podium finish in the Qatar GP, and the team finished off the season in 5th position, which was a pretty solid performance given the company they were in. When you look at the fact that industry stalwart Williams finished in 8th position, it puts into context just how good Alpine Renault season was last year. What did you make of Ocon and Alonso's season last year? Give us your thoughts below. So what have Renault said about next season then? Stay with us to find out. As we know, Alpine uses Renault engines in their Formula One cars, and the team have built an all-new engine for the upcoming campaign. The engine is significant as it finally sees the team adopt the revolutionary split turbine and compressor concept, which Mercedes brought to market a few years ago. The team knew they had to do something to increase its power if they were going to fight it out at the front end of the grid this season, and CEO Laurent Rossi has told his staff not to focus only on reliability, but also to take more risks. This could yet backfire on the CEO if they put too much emphasis on risk, as there's a fine line between risk and reward, especially in the high-stakes world of motorsport. Performance gains are what he ultimately seeks, though, and revealed recently in an interview that it's either reliability or performance, as you usually have a hard time having both. So it's just, where do you push the envelope? He went on to say that during the development stage, the reliability wasn't really there, but that was their choice. So he ultimately told the team to push the envelope far, and I don't care. I'd rather have to dial down on the performance, but know that I've reached the peak of the performance I can get, than be reliable and just feel comfortable with a reliable engine that's not delivering performance. He finished by saying this was the way of the past, so they decided to go in a different direction. Next up, Alpine have released a striking new livery ahead of the new season. Alpine have unveiled one of the best looking liveries ahead of the new season this week, and one of the most unique looking in the history of the sport. The team showed off a beautiful blue and pink livery, which they will use for their second season as they bid to get closer to the teams that finished ahead of them last time out. Formerly known as Renault, the Alpine team's maiden season last year was a resounding success, and going forward this year, they also have a new sponsor in BWT. We also know that the livery will feature a flip concept, where the predominant 2 colors, the blue and pink, will switch places for the first 2 races of the seasons in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. Alpine were one of the last to unveil their new livery, and it was certainly a case of saving the best till last, as the design is truly striking. There are also new regulations to adhere to this time around, and once we get to the first test of the season in Barcelona next week, Alpine will show off their real challenger, as the car unveiled last week was only a show car. Ocon and Alonso will again ride for the French team, and Alonso revealed his admiration for the team as they sought to maximize the new rules. He said, "I came back because of this regulation. I think the team did an amazing job, so we are all very motivated." Good job, guys. More Alpine news that might anger fans of Liverpool and Barcelona now. In a move that won't win any Alpine fans in Liverpool or in Barcelona, bosses have claimed they will change the livery to all white in reference to Real Madrid if the 2 companies manage to start a rumored partnership. Madrid are longtime rivals of Barcelona in Spain's Primera Liga, and Liverpool hold them in poor regard after the antics of their stalwart defender Sergio Ramos in the 2018 Champions League final in Kiev, when he took Liverpool star player Mohamed Salah out of the game. Renault CEO Luca De Meo has said that should the partnership come off, he would consider painting the car white, in a deal which has been rumored to start in 2023. There is big interest in Real Madrid in France due to the team's continued links to French football's prized possession, Kylian Mbappe, who currently plays for PSG. And De Meo even joked that Mbappe could well end up sponsoring Alpine. Cheeky. Real are currently sponsored by another car manufacturer, Audi, so it would be in keeping with recent history should they wear the Alpine name across the famous famous white shirt, and in a further link to France, their current captain is France's main center forward, Karim Benzema, who was recently found guilty in a sex tape bribery scandal, which should tell you a little about the content of his character. Demio went on to say, Alpine has enough money to sponsor Real Madrid, but quickly turned it into a joke by saying that Real should be the ones who are sponsoring Alpine. We're taking a closer look at Alpine's A522 now. Stay tuned. The Alpine A522 differs slightly from most other cars on the grid this year, and fans will get glimpses of the new and hopefully improved car at the first test event in Barcelona. The most obvious alterations come with a short, heavily downward ramped side pods, which don't have the converging of the two bodywork parts seen on the majority of other cars in the field. The side pods also provide a separate structure from a deep engine cover. As we know, Mercedes introduced a split turbo system 8 years ago, and Alpine have been slow on the uptake so far, but 2022 will be the year they adopt it. They also feature a lighter ERS system, while the cooling requirement will be significantly reduced. The cooling package, it has been revealed, is around 15% smaller than before, and the rather large engine cover, which previously called the Alpine car home, is completely gone. The A522 also features very distinct aerodynamics with a new set of cooling loops above the side pods. These aren't the only cooling loops on the car, as if you look slightly forward of these loops, you'll see another set before the pods look sharply downwards, which, it is hoped, will have an accelerated effect on airflow. This is different from the other cars in this year's field in a way that the others either feature a downward ramped pod without loops or a fairly flat side pod top with loops. Alpine's different design in this area could be the difference in a sport which deals in hundredths of seconds. And finally, an idea from Romain Grosjean. The final race of last season in Abu Dhabi caused a ton of debate, and Romain Grosjean, who currently competes in the NTT IndyCar Series, having formerly raced in F1, thinks he has the answer. F1 has already announced some rules changes to try and combat something so ridiculous from ever happening again, but Grosjean feels more can be done. He said, "Is there a solution for the decision? Maybe you can close the pits during a safety car as we do in IndyCar, and then there's no chance for one guy to get the advantage of another one. That could be an option." That's certainly an interesting take on the rules, and given that Grosjean has raced in both formats, maybe he and others like him should be listened to. A lot of the guys who make up these rules have never raced before, so it would surely only serve to benefit the sport if they took input from drivers and former drivers. What do you guys make of Grosjean's idea? Let us know below. As always, thanks for tuning in today, and remember to stop by next time for some more revelations. Also, why not share our video today, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys!